What's up, you sweaty nerds and greasy degenerates? We got a problem right now in Honkai Star Rail. Our Argenti, our AoE god Argenti, is currently bugged right now, and Hoyoverse said they're gonna fix it in patch 1.6. So, when patch 1.6 drops, Argenti's bug should be fixed according to them. And I was a little bit worried about this because Argenti is actually performing slightly better than a lot of us expected he would be doing. Now, it's not much, but he did surprise a lot of us, and he's doing slightly better than a lot of us thought he would be doing. So I thought this bug might end up slightly nerfing him just a little bit. But it turns out Argenti is actually dealing less damage than he's supposed to be dealing, specifically in single target damage. And the bug is specifically with his ultimate too. So let's dive into the video and talk about this bug. Alright, so I just want to first of all say that Argenti is growing on me, okay? Now, I don't necessarily want to say that I was wrong about Argenti, but I did say that his kit seems a little bit boring, and I don't know if he's going to get stale over time, but there's a lot of characters in this game, and we can always switch things up and then switch back. Anyways, Argenti's growing on me, and I'm slowly building up my Argenti. I'm having good fun with the dude. He's performing slightly better than I thought he would. Not that much better, but slightly better. So I just wanted to be like transparent with you guys. He's growing on me, and his kit is boring. It is actually boring. It's very simplistic, but you know what? The guy's growing on me a little bit. Alright, so what's the problem here? What's the issue, pal, with Argenti's ultimate? So the issue is with Argenti's ultimate 2. He has an ultimate 1 and an ultimate 2. The 2 is the one that consumes more energy. Merit bestowed in my garden, it consumes 180 energy and deals physical damage equal to 280% of Argenti's attack to all enemies, and further deals damage for 6 extra times, with each time dealing physical damage equal to 95% of Argenti's attack to a random enemy, which is really darn good. The way that this works is it happens in 2 separate parts. There are basically 2 phases to Argenti's ultimate. So the first part is 280% of Argenti's attack to all enemies in an AoE. And the second part is 6 separate attacks that go to random enemies. But if there's only one enemy left, then all of those stacks are supposed to go onto the same enemy. For example, if you're in Memory of Chaos and there's only one big juicy big boy, one big old fatso at the end, you're supposed to have all those stacks go on that same enemy. But that's the problem. Apparently, the bug has an issue, and here's the issue. If you have a wave of enemies that's left along with that final boss, if you use Argenti's ultimate, and the first part here, this 280% of Argenti's attack to all enemies, defeats all of the waves, all of the mobs, and then on the second phase, all that's left is actually the final boss, the big juicy big boy, the big fatso. All 6 of these attacks are supposed to all stack onto that same final enemy that's left. But apparently, that's not happening. Apparently, the dead enemies that you just defeated in the first part of this ultimate actually could be affected by these 6 extra attacks, and they will disperse at random. They could fall on the same enemy, or they could end up on the boss. You could get lucky and they all go on the boss. However, you could also get unlucky, and all 6 stacks could literally go on dead enemies. And all 6 of these extra attacks could potentially deal no extra damage to the actual enemy that's left. So that's a pretty bad bug. Now, I first want to point out that I did not find this bug myself. I was actually informed of this bug by a member of my Discord, and then I was informed of it by another member of my Discord, and one of them even provided a link to an article that is on Prydwen.gg currently. So let's go take a look at that article so that in case you guys don't believe me, maybe you'll believe a more trusted source within the Honkai Star Rail community. Alright, so this is the Prydwen.gg post I was talking about earlier. This is a very short post, so let's go ahead and take a look at it here. And I say this every single time that I use Prydwen.gg as a source. It has literally just been tier lists up to this point, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. Please check the link in the pinned comment and description below for this particular post, as well as a way for you to be able to check out Prydwen.gg's website for yourself. They make really great tier lists and other things like that, so please go check them out. Rather than trust an idiot like me, you can trust a group of more intelligent people like them who put a lot of hard work into this. Anyways, I already covered like all this stuff here at the beginning. I just realized earlier, except for the part that the CN bros apparently are the ones to thank for really digging on this issue and enlightening the rest of the Honkai Star Rail community of this, causing Hoyoverse to actually acknowledge it themselves. So the second part of the skill is the important one. Obviously, that's probably a typo because it's an ultimate. But anyways, the bounces that randomly attack enemies and deal additional damage. If there's just one enemy, all the bounces should straight target him and deal a massive 570% of attack damage. You might notice that 570% is a massive number in comparison to what we were looking at earlier, the 280%. But don't forget, this also is supposed to include 6 stacks of 95% as well if there's only one enemy left, creating a massive 570% attack multiplier. So that's enormous, obviously, and that is really unfortunate if it doesn't work. So sadly, this isn't the case. At least not always. Somehow the bounce's random targeting is truly random, and it even randomly targets dead enemies sometimes. This means that if the wave started with 5 enemies and you've killed 4 of them, leaving just 1 enemy alive, and you've used Argenti's ultimate, you had a 20% chance per bounce that it would hit the boss, and an 80% chance that it would hit dead enemies, which sucks. And this drastically reduces his single target damage output. Now, at first when I heard about this bug, I just assumed that you would have to hit an actual wave of 5 enemies, and if you defeat all of the mobs, and it was only the final boss left after the first part of Argenti's ultimate, this 280, that this would be the only place where these 6 stacks wouldn't potentially hit the boss. But apparently, according to this, it reads in a way that implies it doesn't matter if you defeated the mobs within the first part of the ultimate. Apparently, if there was a wave of 5, it just has a chance to hit random enemies that aren't even there. They're just dead. So that's actually a really big hit to Argenti's single target damage with his ultimate 2 specifically. So this actually does mean a whole lot, and his DPS on single target damage will drastically improve, and it actually will improve his blast damage as well. So let's read further. This bug has been confirmed by Hoyoverse with the in-game notice, but we will have to wait till 1.6 in order for it to get fixed. Here's the post right here, known issues. On 12/12, so 2 days ago, there's a known issue with Argenti's Erudition Physical Ultimate Merit bestowed in my garden, where it functions abnormally when dealing damage to a single random enemy target. This issue will be fixed in version 1.6. This means that the... what is this? That means that the... yeah, after 1.6, Argenti's single target and blast damage will drastically increase. I literally just said that. I wish I would have just read this whole thing. So a huge thanks to the CN Bros, who were the first to report this issue here. So we do want to thank the CN Bros for this, because this will be a massive increase in Argenti's overall damage output. Anyways, if you found this video helpful, informative in any way, shape, or form, consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know if you pulled Argenti, and if you are satisfied with his damage output, and if you're stoked for him to get fixed. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.